Why high earners in America still feel broke. Have you ever noticed how strange this sounds? Someone earns more than they ever imagined they would. A six-figure salary, a good job, stable income, and yet, they still feel broke. Not poor, not struggling to survive, just constantly tight, stressed, and behind. This isn't rare in America. It's normal, and that's the real problem. Let's start with a very common situation. A professional in their early 30s earns about $100,000 a year. That sounds like financial success, but after federal taxes, state taxes, healthcare, and retirement deductions, their take-home pay is closer to $5,500 a month. That's the number they actually live on. Now let's see where it goes. Rent or mortgage in a decent area, $2,200. Car payment, $700. Insurance, gas, maintenance, $350. Student loans, $500. Phone, subscriptions, gym, streaming, $400. Before food, before savings, before life, over $4,000 is already committed. Nothing here feels reckless. This is a very normal American lifestyle, and yet, every month feels tight. Now compare that to someone earning $55,000 a year. They take home about $3,600 a month. Their rent is $1,300. Their car is paid off. Their fixed expenses are closer to $2,100. They save $500 a month, not because they're better, not because they're more disciplined, because their life has margin. This is where most people get confused. High earners don't feel broke because they earn too little. They feel broke because their income arrives already spoken for. Here's the hidden mistake most Americans never notice. We are trained to think in monthly payments, not total cost. If the payment fits, we assume it's affordable. A $700 car payment feels manageable. A $2,200 apartment feels reasonable. Subscriptions feel invisible, but affordability today often destroys flexibility tomorrow. Let's slow down and do simple math. That $700 car payment over 5 years is $42,000. Add insurance and interest, and it's closer to $55,000. That's not transportation anymore. That's a long-term financial obligation. Now imagine that same $700 invested monthly over a career. It's not exciting. It's not flashy. But over time, it becomes real wealth. So why do high earners fall into this trap more than average earners? It's psychological. When income rises, expectations rise even faster. A nicer apartment stops feeling optional. A newer car starts feeling necessary. Saying no starts feeling like falling behind. Spending becomes tied to identity. In America especially, income signals status. So once someone earns more, they don't just upgrade their lifestyle. They upgrade their baseline. And once something becomes baseline, giving it up feels like failure, even if the math says it's smart. Over time, this creates a quiet but powerful problem. High fixed expenses reduce freedom. You can't easily change jobs. You can't take career risks. You can't slow down when you need to. Every paycheck already has a job. That's not wealth. That's dependency. Meanwhile, average savers build something less visible but far more powerful. Options. They can wait. They can say no. They can absorb shocks without panic. They're not richer day to day. They're less fragile. Financially intelligent people think differently. They don't ask, "Can I afford this?" They ask, "What does this lock me into?" They don't measure success by upgrades. They measure it by how easily they could change their life if needed. That mindset alone changes everything. This isn't about living cheaply or denying comfort. It's about understanding that income is temporary, but fixed expenses are persistent. And the gap between the two determines whether money feels like a tool or a leash. If this perspective helped you feel clearer rather than judged, you might like the conversations on this channel. You can subscribe if you want.